Hello YouTube, today we're going to be doing a deck profile for Infernoids. It's been a deck I've been played with for a few months now, so I know a lot about it and how all the combos work, so I'm not going to be too specific on it. I'm just going to try to explain the things that I specifically do. I'm not going to do too much though. To start off, we play 3 of the best card in the deck, Dekatron, double Antra, triple Armatic, and triple Petrula, which is arguably, and I don't even think there's a question that it's the best of the little ones. It's so mandatory in this format. It's level 4 and it pops a spell. I like the ratio the way it is because Armatic makes level 4s with Dekatron, and also popping monsters is great. And I like to send cards back to hand, or even extra deck if it's an extra deck monster with Antra. So that's very good. Primus is a good card too, but he's not too much more better than a 1-of in this format, and I really just don't have room for him. You can't go wrong playing him at 1, but I don't think he's really worth right now playing it more than 1 right now, but he's still a very good card. I play 1 Payday, and that's only because I think I like to have the ratio of 6 monsters, so I play triple Seismus and double Atondel just because Atondel's not as good because of pendulums. I feel that 6 is a good number, so you have enough to summon. I like 1 Payday because if he turns out he doesn't work, he's a very, very, very sideable card. So like once you go in the extra deck or the side deck later for games 2 and 3, you can take him out. If it does, he's not working out. But if he does hit, the ability to take 1 card out of your opponent's hand is almost always like a death sentence. It does end a lot of games. And the non-targeting banish is mandatory. This should always be at 3. And Atondel's very good for going with OTKs too. And on foot we play 1 Deviati and 1 Inuku. I keep them at 1 because I don't play the fusion build and I don't like to see these in hand. I like to either mill them or search them off Dekatron, which is usually the best thing. I never play them at 3. I might consider playing Deviati at 2, maybe Inuku, but maybe Deviati at 2, but I play them 1 right now just because that's what I'm comfortable with. I also play triple Raiden because he mills 2, he's a tuner, in combination with instant fusion, he can make an easy Omega. As a mill 4, he's very, very good. And I also play 2 Card Trooper. Now, there's 8 reasoning targets. A lot of you might be going, oh, that's too many. But I personally like 8 because when you play reasoning, your opponent almost always is going to call 1 unless you have like most of your Decatrons in grave. So I prefer to play more and have a greater chance of them calling it wrong than playing a Dekatron or triple Raiden and triple Dekatron where they're most likely going to call 1, and even then when they call 1, usually the reasoning ends up being bad, so maybe you'll mill 1 card if you're lucky. And so you're not going to mill as much with 8 targets, but you're more likely to get the target, and I think that's honestly just more valuable. I prefer more of a consistent build, and he's a mill 3, he's also very good, and you can draw with combos. Also to search the Raidens and mill some more, we play 2 Charge. I play 2 Instant Fusion. I used to play 3, but you don't want to see more than 1 copy in hand, so that's why I cut it. You really, depending on how much you want to see the card, going 3 isn't bad. I just played it 2, just because, why not? I play 1 Monster Gate because it's 4th copy reasoning. 1 for 1 because it's 4th copy Dekatron. 1 Geki because this card wins games. Triple Reasoning because it's mandatory. Triple Twin Twister because I want to go turn 2 almost every game, and seeing this card in my hand deals with almost all their back row unless they're playing something ridiculous. And I play triple 3 Solemns. I play 2 Solemn Scolding because the ability to negate 1 thing, even if it's a huge cost, will usually shut down their entire play unless they have something ridiculously a good opening hand, and you can't go wrong with Warning because it just negates any summon. You have no other cards, but for this card, let me explain. You have no other cards besides your other 2 Solemns and your Twin Twisters to set. So there's really no good reason why, like, this card. There's really no argument as to why this is a bad card. I mean, yes, 3,000 life points, but it shuts down anything your opponent plays. And in the event that you do go first, these Solemns are not bad at all to open with. They can really, really help. And that's the 40-card main deck. And for the extra deck, I'm still, to this day, experimenting with the stuff I can do. But these are the ones I'm really, really curious about. And I find that, honestly, outside of Deskbots, I think Infernoids have the best extra deck possibly in the game. They have so much variety. I'll play one Dante. You surprisingly rarely make him, but he's still very good to have. One Abyss Dweller, because this deck can make rank 4, especially with Instant Fusion. One Castel, one 101, one Gem Knight, because vanillas are awesome, and one Red Eyes, because you got triple Seismos. So you can make them out of one of the level 7 Synchros, actually, so you basically have 4 monsters. Still pretty good. I play one Speedroid Chambera for OTKs, and one for Catastor, because he basically can get around almost anything. Except right unless it's dark, of course. One Guy, because it's vanilla. One Scrap Archfiend, because it's vanilla. One Omega, because it's Omega and Infernoids. It's the best extra deck monster in this deck, potentially in the game, maybe. That's generic anyway. You could argue that Luster Pendulum, but I don't really consider that generic. One Scarlight, because it's basically a Regeki in monster form, except for himself. One Trishula, because you can make it actually fairly easy in this game with the right combos. One Norden for 2 instant fusions. And the other instant fusion target I'm experimenting with is Panzer Dragon, because the thing is, my reasoning with this, you will probably never make anything off of his effect. Actually, does he go to the grave? One card sent to the graveyard. Also, if you sync with this card or somehow XYZ. But if you sync with this card, you'll get the destruction effect too. But more importantly, I use this card if I get caught with a Maxi. So if I go for my Instant Fusion to ride into Omega, but they Maxi me on Instant Fusion, okay, I'll bring this out, and then I'll just destroy a card at the end phase. So it's an out too if you get Maxied during Instant Fusion. It's not bad at all. And my side deck is going to seem stupid, but I have a very good reasoning for it. And this is why it seems stupid. Triple Effect Veiler, triple Maxi. I find that the absolute best way to combat Pendulum decks is these cards, and especially these when it comes to Monarch, because if you hit the Edia, it's game over. But you can side out the reasonings of the Monster Gate. Those aren't mandatory for this deck. They really, 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 really help the deck, but Infernoids do not need those cards. They make the deck so much better, but they do not need those cards to survive. Maxi shuts down Pendulum decks and any Pendulum decks, and this is just anything shuts down any monster. You can hit their Joker, you can hit Monarchs, anything, and prevent just being destroyed. I think these are good. You have to side out the reasonings and the Monster Gate too. Maybe if you side in the effect failures, maybe you can keep Monster Gate, but I definitely though do want to side. If you're gonna side out Monster Gate and reasonings, you put these in. I play double Dark Hold because I like my Regekis. Triple Anti-Spell. I prefer using the hand trap method to combat Peppy, but it's also nice sometimes putting this in. Or if there's a deck that's spell heavy and they know I'm going first, or that I know they're going to make me go first, this is good to put in. The only hand trap that doesn't interfere with reasoning is Typhoon. This is by far the best hand trap you can play against Pepe, because they can try to set up their established scale and you just say no to that. It is, I think, honestly, the best one. And then we'll just play one Vanities because, in case you need some more back row hate, it's still very good. That's the deck profile. If you have any questions, just ask me and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. I know we were slow about answering questions to the last video, but that's because we had 2 separate. That was my friend, and I did the first video, so this is my video, and I'm the one who actually usually mostly deals with the YouTube account itself. So I'll answer quickly while he'll have to answer a bit later because he has to wait to come over to my house to answer it. Yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Have a good one.